What disappointed you most about the performance?
Second?
What disappointed you the most about that performance?
Well, where should I start? This is, of course, hugely disappointing that we don't perform better in the game against Arsenal, our biggest rival. I can only apologize to the fans for that. I was very confident, whatever Friday when we spoke about it, that we could be competitive today, and we won over the 90 minutes. We tried to come here and be aggressive and press high, and in spells go after them. We didn't succeed with that bit. Didn't manage to gain near enough them in the situation we could. That means we got pushed back and got a little bit too passive. It looks like we're running after them, and then when we finally got on the ball, we were not good enough to get out of the situations. So no matter how painful it is to admit, there are definitely 6 years down the line. We are 4 months down the line, but even with that, I was still expecting much more from us today. Not that we could be dominating all 90 minutes, but that we could be competitive as we were against City and PSG.
It's another game with a lack of creativity is going to be spoken about. Is it concerning you that it's still not clicking?
Now I think this is, it is concerning. It is concerning. Of course, we are working very hard on trying to make that better. But sometimes you need to, it's not only playing out, find nice passes in the final pass. It's also in a game like this, if you see some of the situation where they wanted high Arsenal, and then there was a little bit more open space. So we didn't win enough in those situations, and then create from that. But for me, the creativity, I know it was very low, was not my biggest concern today. That's also a concern, of course.
Did you get it wrong today? Did you set the tone with a setup that was too negative?
I'm a very big believer that no matter what system you play, you can be successful. I completely understand the question, and I always take the full responsibility. So the full responsibility will always be on me. Today, when we didn't perform, I picked a team that played 5-4-1, changed it at halftime. Very, very clever. 1 minute into it, they scored to 3-0, and then the rest is history after that. What I would say is that no matter if you played one or another system, we needed to be more aggressive and be better in the duels, and that doesn't matter the system. But I take the responsibility for everything today, no matter what.
Thomas, with the back five, was the plan in the first half to sort of frustrate Arsenal? Was that something that was imposed upon you?
Ask again, sorry.
Was the plan with the back five to frustrate Arsenal, to shut the game down, or was that something that was imposed upon you?
I think, the question before, I know we are working very hard on the offensive part of it, so we could be extremely defensive solid, but still be aggressive, still go after them, which we've done, which we also did, for example, against PSG, but we didn't succeed with today in the same way. So I say if you have a back five, you can still be very offensive in many ways, but today it just didn't succeed.
John? In that first half, Thomas, tactics aside, did you see enough fight from the team? Normally in the North London derbies, early, it's incredibly intense, and was that lacking from the players, do you think?
I think we were 100% too far from them in these duels we wanted to create, or getting pressure, getting close. In those duels, as I talked about before, we didn't win enough of them. If that's lack of fight, of lack of whatever it is, we just didn't do it well enough.
James?
Just following on from that, you say you didn't win the duels, you weren't aggressive enough. Was there a concern in that the teams didn't believe they could win here?
No. That would surprise me, if I'm honest. Why shouldn't we be able to win here? I know. I think that's two different things. Maybe it was. I think in any game you need to get through tough spells. I don't think that. Maybe that came during the game. I don't know. That I need to ask the players about.
Thomas, after the Bournemouth defeat back
in August, you stressed the importance of not having these bad performances.
Yeah.
Keeping it even, games can go either way. But we've had that when we had Chelsea and then
Yeah.
today. How
Yeah.
alarmed are you by the fact that the team is still capable of putting in these kind of performances?
That, of course, will always be a concern. I would like the team to have very few bad performances. There will always be average performances because it's football we are dealing with. So that's definitely something I need to look into because today I felt we were fresh. I think we were ready. Chelsea game was a little bit on the back end of a top spell. There could be that, but form still bad. So today was I didn't expect us not to be not competitive.
And just secondly, talking about creativity, you chose not to start Xavi. You sort of explained it already about the tactical setup, but you've been playing better in the last few weeks. Specifically, why didn't you pick him?
He's been playing better. Oh, what are you saying?
It feels like he's been getting to grips with the Premier League in the last few weeks.
He's better and better. I think that was a tactical decision. I think Wilson's done well, so it's one of him or Xavi or Wilson.
Ian. Thomas, the fourth Arsenal goal starts with the Tottenham throwing deep in their half, and when you watch it back, there's not a Tottenham player who seems to want the ball. It ends up back with your goalkeeper, 3-1 down. He clears it, they get the ball and they score. Is that an issue with confidence or bravery just to want the ball in that situation?
I think you are 3-1 down. What's the score at that time? What's the time for 82nd minute? We always want bravery. You need to be consistent. You need to keep going. You need to do all the right thing. I think I'll be more concerned if that was as 0-0 or 1-0.
Jay.
Hi Thomas. 1 point in the last 3 league games against Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, teams that you want to be competing against at the top of the table. Just wondering what you've learned from those last 3 games and where the areas of improvement are.
I think it's 3 different games. As you can say, I think the United game was a much better performance than today, and the Chelsea one. I also think there's difference in the Chelsea and the Arsenal performances. Even both of them look bad on paper. I need to watch this back as well. I think it's definitely a lot to work on still. I think it's fair to say that we are very disappointed, unhappy with the performance today. No, don't want to run away from that. And I said we will apologize to the fans. I think also fair to say where we're coming from. We finished 17th last year. And we tried to build something which today didn't look like we tried to build something.
You just mentioned that there are differences between this performance and the Chelsea one. Lots of people will look at the XG and the chance creation and say that's very similar. Can you just elaborate what you've noticed was different?
Yeah, but I think it also fair to say I need to look this game back. I have Modric just fresh in mind and very emotional and frustrated, of course, right now. So that please ask me about that question next time we see each other.
On Tuesday?
Yeah, on Tuesday. Yeah.
Final one.
Thomas, I know you said that systems can be attacking or defensive and you can be successful in anyone, but would you accept that maybe in lining up in a back 5 before the game, which you've not done in a long time, you're sending a message to the players and maybe encouraging a degree of passivity by lining up with that extra defender?
Yeah, you can say that, but there's so many ways you can see it in that aspect. I've seen lots of teams, including my own team, playing also 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, being very aggressive, positive, forward-thinking. That was not the case today. So I don't think it's about the system.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.